And I am Kamau. And let's see here. There we go. Cameras gotta go there. There you go. Perfect. Much better, much better, much better. How's everybody doing today? Good to see everybody. Thank you guys for showing up and showing out. First of all, I want to say good morning again and happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Thank you for being a wonderful mother to all the children in the world. And if you were not properly celebrated by those around you, saying shame on you, on them, not you. And I hope you celebrated yourself. And today we're going to talk about all things NBA. And not only NBA, we're going to wrap up just a little bit of football, talking about Aaron Rodgers, and will he possibly be back with the Green Bay Packers? Last time we talked, which was 2 weeks ago, there was a big fiasco right after and right with the draft where he says, no, I am not going to be on the team this year. And the whole sports world went crazy. Aaron Rodgers isn't coming back. Where is he going to go? What are the Green Bay Packers going to do? Did they disrespect him? Was he disrespected? We're going to get to all of that very, very shortly. But first, we want to, as always, get your book, Gratefulness Journey Every Day by Mr. Marcus Holmes. And Gratefulness Journey does not stop. I know that he still has the show, but every day it should be a gratefulness journey. And that's what this book is about. Every day understanding that you should be grateful for what you have and not what you don't have. And be glad for what you have, be thankful for what you have. And this young man right here, Mr. Marcus Holmes, go to Amazon. Yeah, wrong finger. That finger. Go to Amazon. Put in Marcus Holmes. You can put in Gratefulness Journey every day. Follow that young man on Amazon. Order the book. You can get it on Prime. You can get it within. If you do it right, you can get it the same day. If not the next day or the day after that. And I was very proud to get this book. Still reading it. Haven't quite finished it yet. I should have, in all honesty. But I know I should be a little bit further along in it. But you can be further along than me if you go ahead and get the book as soon as you can. Alrighty. Make sure you click, share, and tag someone, and tell them that we're out here. If you're, no matter what you're doing right now, go ahead and come on back in and talk sports with us, because this is what we do on every other Saturday morning. And so we want to just thank Marcus again for this opportunity to come in and offer me to do this. I had no idea that I was going to do it, but here I am doing it, and which is the Marcus way, because I always say it's hard to tell Marcus no. He has that way of looking at you and talking to you, and before you know it, you said yes. You didn't even know you're going to say yes, but he already knew you're going to say yes. Say yes. So here we are. Okay, let's go back to Aaron Rodgers in the NFL. Do you think Aaron Rodgers will be back with the Green Bay Packers? I still say yes. My answer is yes. Normally when stuff like that happens, those deals go by quickly. And Green Bay Packers are smart enough to know that they're not going to just give him away for nothing. He's the reigning NFL MVP, as well he should be, because he did a great job of leading his team to the NFC Championship. They didn't quite win it, which was what their goal was. They didn't win it all, and but they got within 2 plays of beating Tom Brady at home. Was it the coach's fault for going for it on 4th down, where they could have won it, where they could have scored a touchdown? Was it Aaron Rodgers' fault on 3rd down for forcing the ball between 2 defenders, where he had enough room to basically run into the end zone? So those questions are what ifs, and I always say if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. But they didn't win the game. Tom Brady went on to win that game, and not only that game, but the Super Bowl. So that's where they are, and in fine Aaron Rodgers fashion, he was quite a bit upset about the whole thing, and Now he's making waves. We already talked about the fact that he was upset that they drafted a quarterback on on draft day and didn't let him know that they were going to. And at the end of the day, they don't have to tell him. It's a courtesy for them to do so. And I just like the fact that he's upset about that, so upset. You had Hall of Fame quarterback Terry Bradshaw weigh in and say that he thought he was weak for being so upset about that, and the fact that they drafted a quarterback without telling him, and where he said they don't know him anything, and all you do is just go to work every day. If you go to work and do what you're supposed to do, the people that they draft don't matter. Which is kind of how I carry myself. I know that there's competition out there of other people for things that I do and things that I want to do. But at the end of the day, my competition is me. It's up to me to be the best person I can be. So those who want to do what I do or try and take over my job, they can. And I move on to something else, but not while I'm doing it. So I understand exactly why he said that and why he felt that way, and that Aaron Rodgers is going to have to suck it up if he stays there. But according to all the sports prognosticators, there are plenty of teams out there that want his services. But will they be willing to pay Green Bay enough for him to go? And also, Aaron Rodgers has a no trade contract clause. Therefore, he has to agree to any team that he is traded to. So, of course, he's not going to just say, "Oh, I want to go to one of the best teams out there," and they're going to send him. That's just not how it works. I'm mad at you. Therefore, I'm leaving you, and I want to go be with the best new girlfriend that I can find that you're going to give me to. Nah, it doesn't work like that. It normally works like, well, when we're finished and the contract is done, then you can go where you want to go. At this point, we still have a contract on you. A contract says that a no trade clause, and because we're not going to trade you unless you agree to it, I'm not going to send you just to anywhere where you can go and beat me and be that much more successful. That's how it is. Because you look at the Tom Brady situation, he had sort of a similar situation. They didn't draft another quarterback, but they didn't want to pay him long term. He's in his 40s. And so he waited till his contract ended, and he went somewhere else. He said, okay, I want to go somewhere else and prove to you guys that I'm worth the money that you guys didn't want to pay me. Now, well, actually, he didn't want money. He just wanted an opportunity to continue to play there. Because Tom Brady has never really been about the money. He's about winning. He went down to Tampa Bay, took his usual pay cut, left money on the table to bring in the best athletes and bring in bring in Gronk and Antonio Brown. That's what he did, and his plan paid off. They're successful, and they won the Super Bowl. So that's what Aaron Rodgers wants to do. He wants to have the opportunity to win the Super Bowl, which is what everybody wants. If you're a competitor, if you play sports, you want to go out and win, and that's all you can ask for at the end of the day: the opportunity to go out there and be a winner. And if you can do that, then you're a happy person. And a lot of people don't have that opportunity. With him being the star that he is, of course he's going to say, "Hey, give me what I want. Give me the opportunity to go out there and be the man, so to speak, on somebody else, even though I was the man here." Things have changed over years. 20 years, quarterbacks, anybody would never have the opportunity to say those things publicly, and it just wouldn't never happen. There were a few quarterbacks who did, players who did, most of which were literally shut down. They shut them down. You want to complain? Okay, well, we're going to shut you down. We're going to send you somewhere else. You can look at Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens made a lot of noise over the years, and he effectively got shut down a lot of times. Chad Ochocinco, he did that a lot as well. Those are prominent players who ran their mouths about want to go here, want to do that. I want to do this, I want to do that. And they said, okay, well, we can show you better than we can tell you. But I don't know if that's going to happen with Brett. I would like to see him have the opportunity to play right there in Green Bay, even though he beats up on my Lions every year. And that drives me crazy because I'm a Lions fan, but I don't like him as a player, but I respect what he does. Good morning, Mr. Smith. Mr. Darren Smith, thank you for joining us today. We do appreciate you joining us again this morning. That's correct, sir. Never bet against Brady. I did that every time I've ever bet against Brady. in the leagues I was we have a league at work where we just play a pick'em, and every time I bet against Brady, I lose. And so whenever I did fantasy football, I would always make sure Tom Brady was on my team. So only time I sat him was when it was his bye week, and I knew better than that. You're exactly correct about that, Mr. Darren. And thank you for joining us again this week. Make sure you like, click, and share with us. Mr. Smith, get your friends on the line. Tell them we got a good little sports show going here that you've been checking us out, and tell them to come on and holler at us. Holler at us. Come on in and say good morning to us and give us your thoughts and your feelings on what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up about Aaron Rodgers. The Aaron Rodgers circus, as I've been calling it. Everybody's been speculating and hobnobbing and hot stoving about what's going to go on with Aaron Rodgers. And everything I thought was going to happen has been happening. He has a contract. They offered him the highest paying contract ever to stay. He probably won't sign it, but he's still under contract. The contract he has now will stand, and he will probably wind up staying in Green Bay because Green Bay is not going to send him to another team, especially in their conference or their division, where he's going to have the success that he wants. That's just not how it works. I'm not going to say I'm not going to be a Jay-Z and say I got Beyonce, but I want Rihanna. That's not going to happen. He may, as you can see, when Jay-Z did do his stuff messing around, he wouldn't mess with Rihanna. He wouldn't find somebody totally different. You're not going to do that. That's just not very bright. All right, moving forward, let's talk about the NBA. There are just a few more games left on the schedule, and all 20 teams that have been, they have quote unquote made the playoffs, have made the playoffs. All the teams have been eliminated from playoff contention. And there's only one division in the West where they don't know who's actually going to be in either the play-in game or in the non-playoff section. That is the Los Angeles Lakers and let's see here, Lakers and, let me make sure I got this pulled up correctly. Lakers and the Portland Trailblazers. Is that right? Make sure I got that right. That is correct. They both have 1 or 2 games left. And right now, Portland is in the catbird seat, but they lost last night. And I think they could have clinched it and made sure that LA stays in the play-in system. And they could have done that. Easily could have done that. But I think both teams have 2 games left, so I think if Portland just wins, they'll clinch, and if LA wins and Portland loses, looks like LA will be in the 6th spot, not to play in the playing games. Let's see, we're looking at the East. In the East right now, we have number 1 team, 1, 2, 6 that are not going to be in the playing games. It's Philadelphia 1, Brooklyn Nets 2, Milwaukee Bucks 3, Atlanta Hawks 4, Miami Heat 5, New York Knicks 6, number 7. Those are the teams that are in the playoffs that don't have to be a part of the playing system. The biggest story out of that group are the New York Knickerbockers, who have had a great season. This is the first time they've made the playoffs in many years. Everybody knows the league is so much better with the Knicks in the playoffs, and they're doing a great job out there. They have Rose, and they have the kid who left LA, whose name is escaping me right now, who's doing an excellent job out there, and he is balling out of control. And he's let's see here. Let's see if I can get his name really quickly. But they're doing really great. And Stephen A., being the biggest Knicks fan, is beside himself with happiness. And I'm okay with it. I like the Knicks, don't get me wrong. But I just want to see my Pistons do better. They were eliminated so far long ago, it's not even worth talking about. All right, let's see here. Let me go back. And in the play-in games, we have in the East. Come on back. We're trying to make sure this. That's the thing about internet. Internet moves at its own pace. I do apologize. I had it up on the screen and tried to click to something different. to make my points for the day, and didn't want to go back to where it was. So I'll go back to talking about the Knicks some more. The Knicks are doing well. They got some veteran leadership, and they're doing very great. I'm sorry. Here we go. In the seventh spot, the Celtics, Hornets, Pacers, and the Wizards. In that group, those teams have all clinched to play in the play-in games. Let's talk about the Western side. The number one team, Utah Jazz, Phoenix Suns, Denver Nuggets, LA Clippers, Dallas Mavericks, and sitting right now in the six could be the seven. Portland Trail Blazers in the seven could be six. LA Lakers. Golden State Warriors have clinched a berth. Memphis Grizzlies and the San Antonio Spurs. Right now they're doing the play-in system where we'll know by Sunday, by tomorrow, in the West definitely who plays who. But let's go back to the East because that's the one's already solidified. You're going to have the Boston Celtics playing against the Charlotte Hornets in the first play-in game, and the Indiana Pacers and the Washington Wizards in the second play-in playoff game. I think it's a best of three. I would hope it's a one and done. I was trying to research that. I couldn't quite figure out if it's a one and done or best of three. I think it's a best of three, like they did last year in the bubble. And Boston and Charlotte. Boston, in a lot of people's opinions, are playing way below their ability levels. And they're saying the coach doesn't have control of that team. And he's looking to go back to the college ranks. And normally when you hear talk like that, that means that coach is probably going to be out by the end of going to be out at the end of the season. And he'll probably be moving forward. Let's see. And Mr. Felix, good morning, sir. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Well, yeah, let's see. Can't hear you, brother. Come on, can't hear you. Let's see. Let me make sure it's not my make sure I can hear it on my side. Where's my volume? I'm sorry, brother. I'm having technical difficulties this morning. My system is not liking me. Where's my volume? That's what happens when we have children. They mess with your stuff. I'm so sorry, Mr. Felix. I see your mouth moving, but I cannot hear a word you're saying. I'm trying to see if I can turn it up on my side. And I see my volume was going out strong, but my hearing coming in is not there. Let's see here. No, come on now. Where's your volume? Come on now. I do apologize, everybody out there. I'm so sorry. Alrighty. I'm sorry. Even though we can't hear him, we're gonna keep talking, Mr. Felix. I'm hoping they can hear you out there in the stratosphere. I'm gonna keep moving forward and just keep trying to find my volume. I think. Let's see here. I don't want to call my genius son in here to help with this, but I just might have to because he's good with volume and everything like that. But I'm gonna keep going. Let's see here. Because normally I would have a slide up here with the volume right on top of the screen, but it's not there. All right, Mr. I'm gonna turn it over to you, Mr. Felix. I'm gonna ask you a question and let you go while I try and kind of look for my volume on my side. Do you think the play-in games are a good idea? I'm gonna turn you loose on that for a couple of minutes while I look for my volume. Okay. Okay. All righty. My idea on the playoff on the play-in system is this. I think it's a terrible idea. And I understand the reasoning behind it. They're trying to drum up more support for the league. We're trying to get more viewership, and they're trying to do things on the same along the same lines that they've done with the All-Star game and changing the format and get more people involved. I know they did it last year during the bubble, uh, but if you're going to do it, why are the 7 and 8 and the 9 and 10 teams playing against each other? The 7 should play against the 10. The 8 should play against the 9. And in terms of that's what I think. If you're going to have the playing system, and then the winner of the 17 plays a 2 team, and winner of the 9-10 game plays the 1 seed, because they get a little mini bye while everybody else is playing to get everything caught up. I understand the reason behind it, I really do, but I do not like the way for them to go to that system. I know that they were trying to get viewership up since last year when they had things were down due to COVID. Some people tried to add the Black Lives Matter situation to it. I'm not saying that didn't have anything to do with it. Probably really kind of did. But my thought in terms of why the NBA viewership was down is nobody wanted to watch basketball in a high school gym. They were playing in high school gyms in Orlando, literally, because that's where the AAU championships are played every year. And you literally have people on the screen at home. I know it was we going to have any fans there at all, but that was just not exciting or appeasing to me. Looking at it from my eyes, I go to watch the games. I'm distracted by the fact that I'm watching the screen above and seeing these people looking like maximum headroom. There was a show back in the 80s called Max Headroom, and the guy was on the computer, and he looked like this. And that's what the people look like in the background at the basketball games. They have the signs up and they're cheering, but it's literally a delay because they're all over the country and they're piping them in electronically. And so whenever there's a basket made, a guy make a dunk, you see the dunk, and then you see this. This is literally the delay. Ah! This is 5 seconds. They're already on the other side of the court, and then you got a delay. And so that was the turn off for me why I didn't want to watch the basketball games. I watched them, but it was just hard to watch because I'm too busy looking at above the screen of the basketball games where they're bringing in the people, and the people look like very robotic. But then I'm watching the games on the court. Of course, they have the spacing, which is what they're supposed to do. But these are high school gyms. And I understand that they were trying to make a way out of no way, but you're playing NBA games in high school gyms, and it just did not seem right. And I know they're back in their regular gyms now, and a lot of them have fans there, and it's a lot better to see.
Okay.
But it's definitely a lot better to see, and we can hear you now, Felix. Great.
All right. Technology, boy. Woo.
I agree. It's much better to see them in the arenas now. The arenas are a lot. They're not there. Of course, by mandate, they can't fill them up unless you're in Texas, where they do what they want to do, or in Florida, where they do what they want to do.
Okay.
It's a lot easier to watch now, and in a lot of ways, it was like watching the WNBA games in the very beginning. Those gyms were empty because they weren't getting a lot of people coming in. They were literally giving away tickets to see those games. There were plenty of times I got tickets to see the Detroit Shock, and I love driving down the Auburn Hills just to see the Shock play. And we were getting primo seats for $5 and $10 just to go see the games. And so at some point they may need to look at that format in terms of do they? And I know the NBA owners love their arenas and they make big money from them. And they may need to look at for a smaller time, looking at some of the smaller venues so they can get more people. So it looks like there's more people there as opposed to sparse, look like you somebody shot a cannon, and you can hit anybody. You're not gonna hit anybody because it's so many spaces. So now that we got you back, Mr. Felix, what were your thoughts on the playing games being worth anything?
Yeah, I had heard you earlier. Oh, first, good morning. How y'all doing? All right, I heard you earlier. The playing games, I'm with you. Nah, because it's like you being rewarded for failure. You know what? I mean, you're not even over 500, but you're getting a chance of playing the tournament. I mean, the playoffs. So, like you said, what if somebody who's okay, for example, the Pistons, they like 20 and 35 or something like that or whatever. Let's say they got in the playing game and they knocked off Philly, the number one seed. But then they got knocked off the very next round. I mean, really? I'm with you. No, it should just be the 1 through 8. You do what you
I
take care of
agree.
your business to get into the playoffs. If
I,
you
I've
don't do it,
always
then
loved it.
draft better.
I always love those last day games where there's a nine seed, and 8 seed, and they're playing, either against each other separately, and it's at the same time, and everybody's anxiously waiting to see who's going to win the game, to see what tiebreakers are going to come into it. If both teams win, what a head-to-head come into it, or the point differential. I like that. I like that drama of it, and I
Right.
understand that they want to get some more games on TV. They want to make some more money through the commercials and everything. But I think it robs the fans, and I think it robs definitely the players.
Right.
So if you're a player, we just sit in this 10 spot. I'm gonna get a few extra games. I'm gonna get a few extra paychecks.
Right.
We're gonna get in here and we can possibly knock somebody off. I understand that they're trying to drum up the support for the league. I get it. I
Right.
understand 100%. But I think you're doing it in a way that you're, like you said, you're rewarding failure. Because let me look at the standings really quickly.
Okay.
If you're looking at Boston right now, it's 35 and 35. Charlotte is 33 and 37. They're the 8 seed, the 7 seed, 8 seed. The 9 seed is 33 and 37. The
See.
10th seed is 33 and 38. That's in the East. That makes no sense.
Right.
Okay, you got a 7 seed that's 500. The 8 seed that's 4 games under 500. Why can't them in Indiana say, all right, what your season's over? What are the tiebreakers? I know you're under 500, but we only sending one of y'all.
Right.
Because it happens every night in the NFL, but this is kind of rare for the NBA. Now look at the West. West is a little bit different. You got the 7 seed. Well, we got to include 6. Portland's 41 and 30. LA is 40 and 30.
Ooh.
Golden State is 38 and 33. Memphis is 38 and 33.
Okay.
And San Antonio is 33 and 37. What if San Antonio knocks off Memphis?
Right. That's my point. Right.
They're a 10th seed with that's 4 games under 500. I can
Right.
see Golden State beating Los Angeles. I see why Golden State, Los Angeles want to make sure they win to try and not to avoid that playing game.
Wait, hold on.
And I can definitely see it. I see why.
Wait.
Uh,
You say you can see what?
LeBron said it's the dumbest thing ever. Whoever invented this need to be fired. I agree with you. I agree with the premise of it that you play who you play, and then there shouldn't be a playing game. I get it, but because he knows playing against Golden State is going to be a doozy because they're going to run that ball up and down the court. Steph is on fire right now. Steph is on fire. Nobody can stop him. He's getting shots off that you really didn't. Even in his MVP year, he wasn't
Wait a
making.
minute. You say so okay, because I think me and you both are betting men. You right now, today, right now, you would take Golden State to knock off the Lakers.
Yep. I heard you say that. And here's why. Here's why. Not because they're a better team, because AD and LeBron are not healthy. That's
Yeah,
why.
but you only got Steph
But the other guys been stepping up. And you
in a
always got Draymond
seven-game
who's
series.
going to mix it up.
In a 7-game series.
Yeah, only because they're hurt. If they were healthy, I wouldn't even think like that. You got AD and LeBron are not at 100%. LeBron didn't even play last night. LeBron hasn't played in the last 3 games, and AD out there with one arm.
Understood. But well, okay, let me ask you this. Because I'm going by what you said. You kept saying Steph. Is there a D in Steph Curry's name?
Is there defensive?
No, is it a D in his name? Is it a
He
D
make
in
it look
Steph with
good, but he
Curry?
didn't play no defense.
Okay. No, you're not beating them in 7 games.
He put his hands up. He get defensive stance, but defense is not his forte. Definitely not.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. In the 7-game series, he gonna have to play defense out of 4 of them games. There's no D in his name. That's what I'm saying. Is it a D in Steph? No. Is it a D in Curry? No. You're not beating them.
I agree with you. I agree 100%. But the only reason I'm gonna go back to the Suns because there's LeBron and AD are hurt. That's the only reason why. If they were even more 80% healthy, I think they would beat them in 5, honestly. But that's because the Lakers are just not where they need to be health wise. That's the only reason. And
so you're saying too. So you're saying they're not going to repeat as champions.
It's gonna be tough. Ooh, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
But you're saying it's a possibility they can do it.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility because you got the man with LeBron he gonna will himself to the conference championship. He gonna do what he gotta do. He like Tom Brady out there. He texting in the middle of the night, meeting in the middle of the day, getting people together for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We gonna do this, fellas. I love you, family, but I'll be home in 6 weeks. That's LeBron. He got it. He has the formula.
Okay.
But it's hard when you got a bum ankle. Of all the injuries to have, a hurt foot, ankle, you trying to get up and down on that every day. That's gonna be tough because you look at Isaiah in the championship games. He played 2 games on that severely sprained ankle, and LeBron is still teetering around on it. And he had to go another technically 7 for upwards of 28 games with an ankle like that. So you're looking at 4. So you're looking at say they stay in the 8th spot. That's 3 games. Could be, or they could be 2 or 3 games in the playing games. Now you got to go 7 games in your first round. You got to go 7 rounds in the divisional conference, another 7 games, and then you got another 7 games in the championship. So you're looking at upwards of 31 games on a bad ankle. Can he do that?
I mean, yeah, but he been in the league like 17 years?
Yeah.
So he would know his body better than anybody.
That's
a trainer, anybody. So with that being said, they already got championship pedigree. Now, as far as coaching, no. But as far as the will to win and play like that, yeah, I think, yeah. Because who's to say they're going to get who's to say they're going to stay to 7? They might not even stay to 7. They might move to the 6. They win these 2 games right here. They win tonight and tomorrow night. And then Portland loses the final game. They take that spot over Portland. So they'll be in the 6th spot.
And they'll go to the 6th.
Right. So then who's to say they might get Denver or somebody the first round? Because no, what is it? 3 play 6, right? 3 play 6. So whoever the 3rd spot, I don't know who the 3rd spot is. Whoever in the 3rd spot is right now. Who is that? The Clippers? There, okay. Well, we already know how that's going to fold.
I'm still leery of the Clippers in terms of there's a lot of talent, but when it comes to big game, PG don't show up. And normally the other kid, he shows up, but he hasn't been showing up lately. It seemed like he won a championship, his 3rd championship. He got a little bit complacent, just a tad bit. But we'll see what happens. All right, really quickly, don't forget we have. There we go. Breakfast Journey every day. I got to make sure I get this right on the camera. Make sure you go out and get the book. Mr. Marcus Holmes is the writer of the book. That handsome young man right there, the handsome devil. Go to Amazon. Go on Amazon and order the book. Gratefulness Journey. Make sure you click like, click share, and get on the phone. Call somebody on the phone. Call them and say, "Hey, Sports Talk with Kamau and Felix is on right now, and they talking about all things NBA, and they're talking about this crazy new second year system of having the doing the playing games. What do you think about it? Do you think it's a good idea that they have these playing games? Come on, man. Come on, y'all. Come talk to us. What's that group say? Come and talk to me. We really want to meet you. We really want to know you. We want to know what your thoughts are about what we're talking about today. Get some Jodeci in there. Get some Jodeci in there.
Jonas.
And when you talk about Jodeci, that brings the ladies. And bring the ladies, and there's a lot of ladies out there who like basketball, know a lot about basketball, can tell you, like the one girl who I'll talk Shaq every night on TV, and Shaq be trying to be cool, and she make him look stupid. So come on, ladies, come join us, because we men and we not that bright, and so show us what you know, because we want to see the ladies involved with us as well.
Talking about Miss Park, Candace Park.
Candace Park, that's right. Every night she make that boy look bad. It's just funny to me. It's hilarious. He just think he know what he talking about. Which I'm not saying he don't, but when she embarrassed him after that, it's not like he had a really good comeback either. He just kind of
he showed though.
He make that silly black face because he know good well if he say something he ain't got no business, his mama gonna go upside his head because she ain't gonna let him play that.
Miss Lucille don't play that.
She don't play that. So he can only say so much to her. She let him get away with messing with Chuck.
Right, he ain't like to mess with Chuck. Right, he like to mess with Chuck.
He let him mess with Chuck. But Candace Park, he say something to her wrong, he gonna get a text in the middle of the show. So he better be good. All right, let's see here. So right now, as it stands today, Boston will play Charlotte. That's going to happen. Indiana, Washington. Who do you think is going to come out of those games?
Boston and who you say? Boston and who?
Boston and Charlotte. The seventh place. Man, I think Charlotte should play now. That would be my thought. The best record would be 7 playing against the worst record, 10 and 8, 9. That's what I think. But they're doing 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know, but I don't get paid the big bucks for that.
Yeah, Charlotte playing good.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, the ball kid and the Miles
came
Bridges
back from
kid.
Injury.
Right.
And they got the boys from Mississippi State dunking on everybody.
If I had to take a guess, I would say Charlotte. And then,
I would have to go with Boston only because they got a little bit more experience right now.
Yeah, but Kimber don't be showing up, man.
Kimber
Walker don't be showing up, man. He injury prone. That's the only reason I said.
Hold on, we almost forgot. That's a twist. Kimber came from Charlotte to go play for Boston.
Yeah, true.
So we gonna see. Maybe he will want to show out against his team to show, hey, I'm doing my thing here just like I was doing my thing there.
Yeah.
But I like Boston ever so slightly, just because they have a little bit more playoff experience on that team. But in a lot of ways, I can see that just by looking at that team, Boston, they're kind of can't wait to get that season over with. They're like, we're playing great, we're playing good enough, just good enough, not good, not great, but good enough, and we're gonna get through this season because oftentimes where smoke there's fire, because there's smoke so far about the coach, and they're not really feeling the culture no more, and they want to go back to the college ranks. So normally, of course, there's always the spin doctors out there that's going to make things look good for the franchise. There's always, those leaks that come out. There's a reason for those leaks.
Right.
And so that's why I still say Boston, but I don't see them getting out the next round. And let's see here, Indiana, Washington.
Washington.
Yeah, a 33-37 team and a 33-38 team.
Washington. Bradley Beal and Westbrook that's a dynamic duo. That might be the best fit.
Because he's injured right now. Is Beal going to come back because he's injured?
You know what? It really at this point it don't matter because Westbrook doing his thing. Indiana, I mean, you know what? I give it. They trying, but they're not gelling with the coach neither, with the Pacers coach. So he probably won't be back. So,
probably not, because Indiana likes winners. They expect you to win Indiana. Indiana's like Texas; they expect you to win. Indiana basketball, Any other basketball, college and pro, you got to win. You got to make the playoffs every year, and you got to be above 500 enough to you're gonna be happy. Unless you got some main players injured, that's why he didn't get fired last year because the guy was injured so far down, all throughout the season. So that's what helped him to stay along.
Yeah.
All right, and let's see here. So saying that, we're gonna go with Charlotte. We're gonna go with Washington. We got Philadelphia will play against Washington. Brooklyn will play against Charlotte. Bucks will play against the New York Knickerbockers, and the Hawks will play against. Let's start first with the Hawks and the Heat. Who you like in that series?
Man, that Heat. See, I got the shirt on. The Heat. Heat beat
I like it. They played themselves into the championship game last year, and that was a really, really surprising NBA. The rookie, the youngest guy to play in the finals, was playing well. I think the stage got a bit too big for him in the finals, but before that, he was playing his butt off. And I'm really surprised that the Heat are playing this well. I thought that they may be a year or two away, but the kid from Oklahoma down there got them playing well. The curly haired kid, his name is escaping me right now, but he's doing a great job with leading that team, and he's playing his butt off. So I would have to agree with you on the Heat on that one because I like the heart of the Heat right now. The Heat, he's tough. They put themselves in a good position in that 4-5 spot where they can win some games and probably rest a few people to get to the second round. But I like them in that one. So next we got the Bucks and the New York Knickerbockers. What you think? How you like them?
Woo, that's a good one. Because Julius Randle is playing. I'm gonna say, you know what? All jokes aside, I'm gonna say the Bucks.
I think he's probably going to come back player of the year.
I say the Bucks in 7.
Yeah, I agree because they have a little bit more.
They ain't been in the playoffs since 2010, something like that.
Yep.
So yeah,
has it been that long? I thought it was longer than that.
That's you know what? It might have. No, let me think. 2010. That's when LeBron was born with the Heat, and they had to go through New York with Carmelo and them. Yeah, about 2010, the last time they've been there. So yeah, I would say they that they done took this step, and they see they moving forward. But no, it's gonna be the Bucks in 7. But they're not just gonna lay over neither though. It ain't gonna be like the old New York Knicks. They're not just gonna lay over. But yeah, about the Bucks in 7.
I like the Bucks still a bit right now. They're really a player or two away, and they really should be further along than what they are. They have right now. The Bucks are in the 3. I think they really should be at least 2. I'm not surprised that Philadelphia is number 1. I think the Brooklyn Nets are a little bit above their head right now in the 2. We're gonna talk about them next. But I like the Bucks. But I just wish that the front office would have signed a few more players for Giannis because that team was in the finals. They need a few more players and they can still contend. I know that Giannis wants to win, and he really wants to win in Milwaukee, with them being a small market team. I'm cheering for him because Detroit is not a big market team either. So you want to see the small market teams compete with the big teams. Let's see. So moving forward really quickly because our time is moving fast. We got the Nets and the supposed winner of the Charlotte Hornets. I say Nets in 4. I would say Nets in 5. If 5.
Okay, agreed. 5. I go 5 because they're gonna get 1. So
because you want to rest them a little bit. Right. The league gonna say, hey, we need to get this revenue. We want to run these commercials to make it look like it's still a series.
Right.
But KD might say, I'm gonna go ahead and get my rest.
Right.
I like the Nets, but I don't see them winning it. I really don't. What's his name is back. Harden is back.
Right.
Harden is back, but I still don't see them winning it with this year. They didn't
Do
play
you see?
together enough.
Do you see them coming out the East?
It's a possibility. It's a definite possibility.
Okay.
It's a definite possibility because, like we got next, we got Philadelphia playing against the Wizards. Like we said, the Wizards probably gonna take that one. Philly and the Wizards. I see Philly taking that one in 5 because they 5 or 6. Because I would say 6 because Philly still like to, even though they got Doc Rivers, they like to play around sometimes too much to me. Instead of just go ahead and take care of business. Uh, Joel Embiid, him or either Julius Randle are gonna probably be the comeback player of the year this year. Embiid has been out there balling. He was in an early part of the year. He was an MVP conversation. He has that talent to be the MVP. Excuse me, that's not the issue. The more of the issue with him is, do he want to play every night? Do you want to get in there?
And I don't think he do. I think he only want to play when his back is against the wall.
Yeah.
He don't have that diehard mental attitude like, let me go out here and prove I'm one of the top 10 or whatever. It's like, okay, tonight I really don't want to play, but I gotta play. And that's the only thing. His what is it? His work ethic. His whole thing towards the game. It just irritates me. It's like, you know how many people would love to have a position you in?
Yep.
You know, you got a God-given talent. Right. You got a God-given talent.
Right. But does he play top 5 every night is the question.
No.
On both ends of the floor. You got to want to dominate. You got to want to go in there and play. Even if you're playing against the little sisters of the poor about to get this work.
Right.
And I don't see him doing that. If he's playing against the kid that's with the LA Lakers now that play for the Pistons, he's going to dominate him. Talk about him on Twitter, talk about him in the post game. You want to do that against everybody.
Right. You want to be like Shaq was. Shaq took it out on everybody.
Everybody. It don't matter who you are.
Yao Ming, Sean Bradley, whoever. Right.
He always say that. All right, moving on. Let's see here. Let's go to the West right now. Let's see if it stays the way it is. Memphis and San Antonio, the Lakers and Golden State. We already talked about the Lakers. What do you think about Memphis and San Antonio?
Memphis and San I'm gonna say San Antonio because they got Pop. Pop is one of the best to do it.
Exactly what I was gonna say. You got Pop.
Get you to believe in that system. It's over. I mean, the sky's the limit.
His way of saying you will believe is my way.
Right.
That's my belief.
Right.
Like it or not, it's my way. That's his belief.
He got the championship to prove it, so his way kind of works.
If you don't like it, we'll find somewhere else for you to go.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And they fall in line, and it's been successful. You can't argue with it. And when you got Tim Duncan, who's on his staff, backing him up again, saying, "Hey, see these rings?
Right.
You listen to that man. You see the names in the rafters?
Right.
Listen to that man." Right. And because of that, it's going to keep rolling until he's ready to give it up. And he's basically just grooming Duncan to take it over.
Right.
And that's how things is now. Really quickly, don't forget to like and share, click share, call somebody on the phone, tell them to come check us out. We're having a great conversation today, all things NBA. As we get moving to the playoffs, these last few games